We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, continuing to fight to hold support here above the 468 area, even in the after hours. And in today's volatility, our SPY bot at 9 a.m. sent out a bear indicator. And from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside, pure weakness down 42 vision, and put options went up 220% plus within an hour, guys. And as you see popping up within the screen, within the options chain, some options even went higher than that. And you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, continuing to fight to hold support. And in today's video, we're going to break down the key levels I would watch going into tomorrow, what's going on with the inflow versus outflow, and bull and bear indicators. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity that was mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home run today was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on and receive this clarity and edge over the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the home run today was from our Tesla bot. Our Tesla bot at 9:35 a.m. sent out a bear indicator, and from that moment forward, outflows crossed the midpoint to the downside, pure weakness down 42 vision, and put options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge over the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicators, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. Here we are with the SPY, the SP 500 index, continuing to hit dip areas here on 42 vision after going from bright green bars to white with red borders last week, and it's hit dip areas for the last 2 days. Now, if this is your first time coming across the channel, this is 42 vision, which allows us to see the dips from the rips to the dips, and where the strength and weakness lies within the charts. And we also use our bull and bear indicators and inflow versus outflow as an extra layer of confirmation, which I'm going to pull up here and you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts and using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are with the SPY stock, the SP 500 index, with a bear indicator since yesterday in the pre-market at the 475.33 area, canceling out that bull indicator that popped up in the second half on Friday, and it's been dominating for the last 2 days. As well as multiple dip areas have been hit here on 42 vision. Now yesterday it created a slight double bottom effect, and the question mark was, could it continue up and could those inflows cross over, which we're going to pull up in just a moment and take a look at, and things continued lower. And here we are with another double bottom effect forming. Will it actually be the start of a possible reversal here to retest key resistance levels if those inflows cross over, right? Those inflows need to follow to further justify that move, and possible bull indicators need to pop up in the process. Now, when we go ahead and zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could see here how multiple dip areas have been hit as well, and a bear indicator that's been dominating up here since the 477 level, and it continues to fight here as we see it in the after hours to get itself back above the 470 support. Now, below that was 468, and it found support today and bounced back up sharply before reaching the next support of 468. And here it is, once again, fighting to hold itself up and try to get itself towards that 470 area. And it's going to be crucial and critical for these inflows to follow any move to the upside to justify it. And we're going to pull that up in just a moment. Now, when we zoom into the 15-minute, we could see here within the volatility bull and bear indicators that have been canceled. Today, in the middle of the day, a bull indicator popped up at the 469.70 area, canceling out that bear indicator from the pre-market that dominated for the first half of the day since 472. And then this bull indicator from the middle of the day at 469 got canceled by a bear indicator here in the volatility at the 469.50 area. And right now things are trying to hold up here and bring themselves back up. This bear indicator in the volatility needs to get canceled, and I'll be watching that closely going into tomorrow. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, with inflows crossing over yesterday in the after hours and quickly sharply dropping down below the midpoint, and outflows dominating in today's pre-market and dominating these outflows all day, right? We could see how things try to bounce back up in the first half of the day from 469 up to 471. When those inflows started to pick up. But going into the second half, the outflows started to dominate again, pulling it back down to negative 1.71. I'll be watching this closely going into tomorrow. Could it start to push itself back up and switch from red to green here on the 30-minute chart? Now, when we zoom out and look at this from the 1 hour, we could go ahead and see here how outflows dominated all day, right? And since yesterday, those inflows never crossed over. We broke that down in yesterday's video. I was going to watch that carefully. And if it stayed below it and pulled away from the midpoint, it could quickly start to reflect even further weakness here over these charts. And outflows have hit some of the highest levels that we've seen in the last several days and weeks at negative 3.88. on the 1 hour chart. So going into tomorrow, this is going to be crucial for these inflows to try to pick up and head towards the midpoint to justify any move to the upside. And if this double bottom effect can form here with some strength to retest key resistance levels here within the SPY stock charts. Now, when we go ahead and turn this back down towards the 15-minute, we could see within the volatility how the outflows dominated in the first half of the day. And when inflows started to pick up, it was in the tight consolidation of 469 to 469.80 area, almost 470. And it broke out, trying to hit newer highs here and a newer high since open, with these inflows crossing over, and quickly it rejected that resistance, brought itself back down, and outflows are dominating again. Now, something that's going on here within the charts is as the 15-minute is trying to come back up, these inflows are trying to pick up as well. And outflows, even though they're dominating, inflows have pulled this back up from outflows of -2 to negative 1.18. And I would watch that very closely here going into the rest of the after hours and going into tomorrow. I would not ignore it, because if these inflows cross over, it could quickly start to reflect even further strength into these charts and try to roll it over into the 30-minute. Now, what are the key levels I would watch? Well, the first thing is support. And the first support level I would watch here within the volatility, if these outflows come back down and they turn red from green, is 468, guys. If 468 gets broken through, the next support I'll be watching is 465, and then below that is 463. Now, to the upside, I'll be watching if these inflows can start to continue to pick up, roll that strength over into the 30-minute as well, get it from red to green towards the midpoint, reflect that strength into these charts, and the first resistance is the 471 level. Then above that, I'll be watching 473, and then 475 is the next resistance I would not ignore. So these are the key levels I'll be watching to the upside and to the downside. The bull and bear indicators are going to be crucial, and the inflow versus outflows, I would not ignore them as they're trying to pick up on the 15-minute and sitting sideways here at negative 1.71 on the 30-minute. And I'll be watching if these inflows could start to pick up towards the midpoint. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.